If you love video games, you're in the right place because so do we.
I'm Marisha.
And I'm Chris.
And this is GameStop TV.
So this is a month of similar and yet very different games.
Okay, how do you mean?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Let's just jump right into it with a pair of very different shooters. They both push the creative boundaries of what we've come to expect from a shooter, but one of them is a fun, colorful, family-friendly sequel that will release soon, and the other is a dark, frightening, futuristic space adventure that just came out. And of course, I'm talking about Prey. If you haven't played Prey yet, you're missing out on an experience that critics are calling, quote, a horror fan's dream come true, and a first-person shooter with an RPG hidden just beneath its shiny graphics. So utilize tools, weapons, and special abilities to battle shape-shifting aliens and carve your own path through the Talos 1 space station. Your choices will shape the game as you play, and no two players will have the same experience, but without a doubt, every experience will be an adventure through intense psychological sci-fi horror.
Well, if battling your enemies with colorful paint is more your speed, then our next game might be just what you're looking for. Another shooter that defies the standards of the genre, Splatoon 2, brings this popular series to the Nintendo Switch for the first time. If you're not familiar with Splatoon, it's a multiplayer third-person shooter that has players battling for territory as they blast their terrain with ink to claim and reclaim their turf. Oh, by the way, you play as an Inkling, which is kind of like a person that can transform into a squid and swim through ink. It sounds weird.
It sounds very weird.
It sounds weird because it is, but in the best way possible. Splatoon 2 offers all kinds of new additions, like new weapons, moves, and special attacks, and you can even dual wield this time around, which is pretty awesome. There will be also new modes to play through, like Salmon Run, which is a co-op mode where you'll join a friend to fend off wave after wave of enemies. I'm assuming salmon.
Yes, okay, Salmon Run sounds cool. My kind of painting too, where you just kind of chill out on the couch.
It's great, it's great.
Well, speaking of games that defy genre conventions, Persona 5 released recently to universal acclaim with over 85 critical reviews with a Metacritic score of 80 or higher.
Now, if that's not enough to convince you to pick up a copy of Persona 5, here's Greg Miller with 5 more reasons you need to play this incredible new game.
What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller from KindaFunny.com, and I love the Persona series. I've been pretty vocal about it on the internet since playing Persona 3, so with the release of Persona 5, I've been getting the same question over and over again. Namely, should a first-timer jump into Persona 5? The answer is, of course, 100%, oh my god, are you kidding me, play the dang thing. But I thought I'd make a little video about the 5 reasons you should play Persona 5 to really just beat a dead horse. Ready? First things first, let's start with the story. Persona 5 is a standalone title, so you don't need to have played any of the other previous installments to understand what's going on here. You're a new student in a Tokyo high school, and as such you need to make friends, study, and so on. It's pretty much like your formative years, except that you also have to go into the metaverse and fight shadows, steal people's hearts, and change the real world for the better. Better than that, totally like you. It might not make sense now, but when you're playing, building relationships, and earning fame as the Phantom Thieves is intoxicating. Persona 5's story is riveting, unexpected, and adult in the crimes and outcomes it deals with. You shouldn't miss it just because you've never played a Persona game before. Next up on why you should play, style. Persona 5 gushes personality and charm. From the end battle animation that has you walking away to mellow jazz, to the new camera angles, to the way you text your friends. Persona 5 is a work of art. It's a feast for the eyes. It's something your flat screen and PS4 deserve to play. Even the way the narrative is presented is slick as hell. Next up is the fact that this is an awesome turn-based role-playing game. Look, I'm just some guy on a screen. I have no idea what your gaming background is, but I think a lot of you probably aren't hitting up JRPGs like we did when I was a wee lad. And even then, I wasn't hitting them up all that often. Persona's turn-based gameplay mixed with everyday student life is the perfect amount of chill. You choose how to spend your afternoons, you build out the relationships you care about, and the battle mechanics make every matchup a chess game as you try to make the right moves at the right time and get to think between turns. Alright, now the next reason this is a weird one, so I'll just blurt it out. Japan. Japan is freaking awesome and I miss it every day. I mean, video games wouldn't be video games without Japan, so it's kind of like, the promised land for gamers like us. Persona 5 doesn't make up a town or mince words. You're one of the best representations of Tokyo ever put in a game. Guys, it's the real subway line. You play claw machines, eat ramen, and take in a show. Even if you've never been to Japan, spending 90+ hours in Persona will make you fall in love with it. Every play session is like a mini vacation, at least until you visit a palace and fight things from a nightmare. I digress. Now, the final reason you should pick up Persona 5? The PlayStation Vita. Yeah, I said it, the PlayStation Vita. You remember this little thing? I do. I never stopped loving it. It was awesome. It was great. There was a game on it called Persona 4 Golden, and it was awesome, and it was great. And a lot of us played it, but a lot more of you didn't. You just heard how good it was. Well, your lack of support killed the Vita. Boo-ha-ha. I hope you all had a good laugh about it. Now you have a chance to make up for the wrong you created. Buy Persona 5. It's better than Persona 4 Golden, but we love Persona 4 Golden. If you're one of the people who did play it on Vita, thank you. And you know you can dust off the Vita anytime right now and play Persona 5 perfectly fine via remote play. It's like it's on the Vita, like it should have been, but it's not. But it's there, and you're using your Vita. We'll love the Vita again. Right now, put down whatever you're holding. Go buy a Vita. Is it hard? Anyway, those are my 5 reasons you should play Persona 5. They also got like a bazillion 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s, and everybody loves it. So, you know, like, you have no excuse. I'm just saying now, if you've never played one before, you just go do it. Let me know why you're playing Persona 5 in the comments on Kinda Funny. And until next time, it's been my pleasure to serve you.
So there you go.
There you go.
Basically have to play Persona 5 because Greg Miller told you so.
So you go pick up a Vita and pick up a copy. And in the meantime, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
See you in a second.